What's up guys, today we're going to do a quick tutorial on the GameMaster mode in Arma Reforger. Let's get started. So there's a couple ways you can get into the GameMaster mode, but the easiest way is just going into the Scenarios tab and clicking on GameMaster Evron. You can host your own, or you can just play in single player. And if you want to host your own, you can do that, but you're going to have to know how to port forward um, on whatever internet provider you have. But the easiest way, if you want to just play with friends, is just to go to the multiplayer tab. You can go to players, and you can just look for a Game Master mode with 0 players. Look at this, Game Master Evron, U.S. Michigan, good ping, 0 players, and then your friends and you can all join that and just mess around, or whichever one is closest to you that has no players. But continuing on, we're just going to go into the Game Master mode over here through the Scenarios tab, and we're just going to click on Play. Alright, so here we are at the airport here. Game Master, it usually just spawns you randomly, like in the middle of the map, so you can move to wherever you'd like to start placing things. I usually like to go to the airport, especially if I'm flying helicopters or just messing around. So, Game Master, don't get overwhelmed when you see all these tabs and things here. Game Master can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. Like, if you really just want to get into the game, let's say you're just here to fly a helicopter, that's really, I know that's what the main reason a lot of people are in Game Master for. So here we go. You can place a helicopter down, and you can really place any of these people down, but I'm going to be fancy, I'll place a pilot. You can even just put them right into the helicopter. You don't even have to get in if you don't want to. And watch, boom. Alright, here we are. In the game, we're live, we're ready to go. We can fly the helicopter around the whole map if we wanted right now. But for the purposes of this, we're gonna go back into the Game Master by holding Y and start looking at all these other things. Now, like I said, Game Master can be as simple or as complex as you want it. So if you just want this basic sunny, beautiful day, you can have that. But if we go into the property scenarios, we can hit V or just click this. You're going to be able to start editing things. This is what you're going to want to start with. So first you can pick a playable faction. You know, if you want to be the US team, you pick that. If you want the US and Russian teams to be fighting, you got to click both of them. And if you want the FIA or you want the people to be able to be civilians, then you can click what you'd like. So for this, we'll just stick with these two for now. And here is where you can go through most of the settings for the entire game. If you want to have them respawn, how long it takes for them to respawn in between deaths. If you want supplies to be enabled in the world, like they have to use supplies if they would like to spawn things. You can have the radio, that if they can spawn on the radio backpacks, and if it needs supplies or not, and all that. You can also change the kill feed, so it'll tell you, you know, if you were killed by a person or an AI and what team they're on. You can edit all of these uh, as well. But for the most part, you don't really have to worry about all these settings unless you want to get really complicated with things. Now this is something you're probably going to want to do the most here or know about. So this is where you can change the time of day, how long each hour of the day is, and for what's really important for a lot of people here, if you're doing something at night, we don't have night vision, but you can change the date to a day that it has full moon. You can go to the weather, make it clear, and yeah, now you have a clear sky with a full moon, and it's a lot easier to see at night. But yeah, so time of day, you can make it to wherever you want. You know, obviously sunrise, sunset, they're both going to look beautiful. Um, and if you just want a sunny day where everybody can see everything really well, you can just stick with that. Same thing with the time. change it to whatever you'd like in here. It doesn't, you don't have to just pick one of these. And then for the time progression, right now you can see an in-hour game takes approximately 1 hour, so that's basically real time. So most people don't want that, so I usually set it around 4 or 5. So the days move at a nice speed, and then I usually increase it at night a little bit just so the night moves a little faster as well. I like to, if you just want it to be sunny all the time, then keep this off. But I like to have it on so that the weather is changing throughout the day. It can go from cloudy to rainy and whatnot. And then automate wind, I usually just always keep that on as well. And here's also where you can decide how much each vehicle, like the consumption rate for the vehicles. Um, and you can enable if people will go unconscious or if they'll just die right away. You can also change the bleeding rate, and you can turn up or turn off completely health regeneration if you'd like. But I usually don't mess around with that if I'm just trying to have a good time. So you can see we got the factions, got everything in here that we want. Set the time of day. I like to have it morning just so it looks a little nicer, a little more cinematic, as they say. Um, yeah, and that should be good to go. And so right now, the game is live, right? So the game, it's unpaused. The sun's gonna start rising. Everything's moving, but I can pause it too and stop everything. And that's what you're gonna want before you start placing entities, so they're not moving around, and you can edit them as you please. So these white slots too, if you double click them, it'll give you a list of suggestions or what they say should go there. But I usually don't use that too much. I just like to create my own things. And so yeah, if you don't want to have to place down a new player and take them over every time you respawn, you're going to want to place down a spawn point. So a spawn point, you can see we have one here. It's the first thing on this menu, but that's just for the US team. What I like to do, especially if you're on PC, is I'll just go into here and I'll just type spawn, and then it'll give me the spawn points, and I can just place a US spawn point there. Now the next thing, if you're making a scenario that you're going to want to place down as an arsenal. So there's a couple different arsenals you can place. This one here, this arsenal has both the weapons and the equipment, and this arsenal is going to have just the weapons, and this one will have just the equipment. So also, each one of almost every entity you place down will have its own property menu that you can edit if you double click it, or you can right click it and go to edit property scenarios. So here it'll give you all the things that are in that you want to allow in the crate. So this is the weapons box, so it allows all the weapons and some grenades and stuff, but no clothing. And so for enable arsenal, you want to have yes, so people can actually get the weapons that they want and everything. And for this is whether they can save items from other factions, right? So if I went to no item restrictions, if he had an AK-47 but he was wearing American clothes, he'd still be able to save it. So that's sometimes nice if you want to just, you're messing around and you want people to use whatever weapons they can, and they can save whatever they want, And then for this, it's if you have supplies enabled in the global settings, you can choose whether or not it will cost supplies to use this box. But because I don't have supplies on at all right now, it's not relevant. And same for this as well. But this is just if you want to have supplies moving in your GameMaster missions. And you'll have to do the same for this. You know, no item restrictions if you want to save there. And if you don't want to have both these boxes, you can always just do this. And now you have everything in one box. And then no item restrictions. So yeah, that's what you want to have set up for a basic spawn. You know, if you want people to start spawning. You can get other things too that you probably want to place. You know, if you can go into the entity browser, and if you go down to compositions, these are going to be basically all the pre-built things for each faction. You can see there's spawn points, but there's also, you know, bunkers and defensive positions, as well as everything from conflict, the command post, the relay station, living quarters. So, you know, I can go over here and say I want to place this down here. And now I have you know, I can move the spawn over here and put the box over here. And now, you know, it's a little more of an immersive spawn. They're gonna feel like they're spawning into a little base camp or something here. As well as if you want them to be able to spawn vehicles, like if I want them to have a helicopter and spawn helicopters, I'll just place this down so they can get helicopters and start moving to the objective, as well as small vehicle station for their small vehicles, and then I'll give them, you know, if you want them to be moving supplies and stuff, you can even give them a large vehicle station. But yeah, so this is just like, you know, a little spawn that I've set up. So if I want to just check out and see how everything looks as I spawn in, I'll go over here to the respawn menu, give that a click, hit continue. We'll choose the US side. I haven't set up anything for the Soviets yet. I'll choose that. I'll hit continue. You'll see that the only option on the entire map right now is at the airfield, because that's the only spawn that I've placed for them. If I hit space, you'll see I'm loading in, and here we are. Here's our arsenal. I can open it. I don't need to have any supplies for anything. If I want to leave, I'll come over here. I can spawn a helicopter to get out. Or if I want to, you know, grab a vehicle, I can just do that over here as well. It won't require any supplies since I turned off the global supply settings. You can make a lot of PvP scenarios, you know, as well this way by placing spawns of different teams that people can join. But I think what people mainly do is make the PvE scenarios with GameMaster. So I'll show you how to set up one of those as well. Okay, so now we're going to go through the tabs down here. I briefly showed that a little bit. The first one tab here is always just going to be on everything. So if you open that, you know, you can scroll through everything. Like I said, it can be really complex. You can go all the way and basically spawn almost any entity here. You know, I can spawn an ashtray, a clock, a radio, if I really wanted to get complex with it. And then the next entity tab will always be default to personnel. So just, you know, any character in the game. We have civilians as well, FIA and the Soviets. This tab will always be default to groups, so fire teams, rifle squads for the FIA, and the Soviets, Americans, and even, I don't think we have any civilian groups yet. And the last tab will always be vehicles. Now, I can change whatever I want. If I want to just change this tab to objects, I could, you know. That's just what we start the tab starts with. Yeah, so this is going to be where all the vehicles reside. Let's go find a suitable location over here. I like this valley. I'll set up a ambush. So start off with getting the playable faction I want. I'm gonna have this be an American player team assaulting a Soviet AI team. I'm gonna not change any of this. I'm gonna have it set to morning. I'm gonna set the time to 5 and set the weather to sunny. We'll click save, and then I forgot that I would like to have the weather automated, so I'll just go back into the tab, and then I'll hit save again. So I'm gonna have this be a US team that is going to assault a Russian convoy and then push into their base. So we'll start over here in Regina, and I'll start placing a Russian convoy down. So I'm gonna have a rifle squad in this truck. Going to have a maneuver team here, maneuver team here, and a maneuver team here. Then I'm gonna fill this truck up with supplies so it's more immersive. And now, to get these vehicles all to move, right, I'm gonna hit this, then I'm gonna click control, select these, and now I'm gonna have them all move over here, because this is where I'm going to set up a base for them to bring the supplies to. Now I can have them move, which is going to have them move in a hurried fashion. They're going to drive fast. They might start crashing into things. I can have them force moves, which means they'll ignore any people shooting at them. They're just going to keep going to their destination. But what we want is move relaxed, so they just casually are moving to this spot here. Now next, let's get a spawn point over here. I'm gonna have the US team spawn at Castle Ridge. And for that, I'm gonna go into the compositions tab. I'm gonna put down a command post here for just the sake of immersion, and put down a living quarters here, and this too, instead of placing the arsenal that I placed previously, I can just place this one as well, and I can edit it here so they can have everything that they need. And then lastly, I'll look for a spawn. And there's actually another spawn here. If we go into systems, then we go to compositions, there should be this encampment here, which we could also place, over here. And this is also now, if we go into the properties here, enable spawn point, we have it as yes. And now this also is a spawn point that they can go, and it has an arsenal as well built in. So technically we could have just placed this one, but I placed all of this just so it looks a little more immersive. Now we can either give them some vehicles. We'll start, in fact, I'll give them one Humvee to start, and one Jeep, and then I'll also go back into the compositions, and I will place down a light vehicle maintenance point right here. Alright, so now we're going to set up the base we want the Americans to assault after they've taken out that convoy. So we're going to go back to the NT browser, we're going to go to the Soviet section, and we're going to start placing things. So first I'm going to place a living quarters down, place it roughly about here. Then I'm going to place a large vehicle port right here. Give them a command tent here, radio relay here, helipad back here, and this is now the base that they're gonna assault. Now we're also gonna place down an armored helicopter here as an objective for them to destroy at the base, as well as a command truck we're gonna place here. Command truck, a fuel truck, and we'll give them a transport truck filled with supplies. So these are all going to be things that they either need to take or destroy from this Soviet base. Now, also, we're going to have to place some AI for them to fight at this base. So there's lots of different options here. If you want it harder or less hard, you can, add these different teams. You can have a fire team with RPGs and stuff, or just a light fire team with just rifles. So I'll just place down one of these squads here. Now I can click on this squad. If I click defend, click this, they're going to defend this area. Place down another squad, and I can have them defend this area. I'm going to put a machine gun team up in this hill area here. And we'll have them guard this. Now also I can place down some individual people as well. So let's see, I'm going to put down a helicopter crew here. He's going to be guarding this helicopter. We'll put down we'll put down 2 pilots and 2 crew. So they're all going to be defending this. Now I could individually click on each one and tell them to defend like I did with this guy, but I can just go like this as well. I can hit control, and now I have them all highlighted, and now they're all going to be defending this helicopter. Maybe we'll put a sniper over here. And then I'm going to give them one more surprise I'm gonna put a BTR coming from over here, and hopefully this BTR will take a while to get over there, and it will surprise them once they've captured most of the base. And we'll click that. And now I'll show you how to place multiple objectives for a vehicle or AI to go to as well. So let's say I want that BTR to have to make a stop at this gas station first. Then we're gonna hit this again. We're gonna hold left control, and now you can see this is order 2. So we go over here. We can see the first order is to move to this gas station. Then the second order is to move over here and protect the military base. So it will do that, and then it will go to that. I can also click that again, and then hit left control, and I can make a third order. In fact, we'll do that. Watch. So we'll do this, left control, and it's gonna go here. So now you can see we have this as number 2, and number 3 is to move here. Alright, so now that I have everything set up the way I want it, let's hit play and see if everything starts to do what I'd like it to do. So you can see that the convoy is heading out. They're en route to the base. Let's see what's going on over here. Here we go. Everybody's getting to their positions here at the base. And some of these bases, when they have lots of entities and stuff down, the AI will interact with them. Like some might sit down by the fire here, they'll crouch down, or they'll, start taking a rest. Have our sniper doing overwatch over here. Got our machine gun team up on the hill. Got the BTRs moving as well. He's going to get his gas, and then he's going to go to the base. So now that I'm happy with how everything is working, I can go back to rewind. Okay, now let's just check that everything is the way I wanted it. This is how I would like it to be. I can go to save as. I can name it what I want, so we're gonna name this one Convoy Ambush. And click confirm. And now, if we look at this, Convoy Ambush, we'll be able to load it. So another cool thing about this, right, is now that I made this mission that I'm happy with, in single player, I can either go out and host this mission, and on my own computer in the game, or I can just go out of this, right? And now I can go into official. We'll look for a GameMaster. And so you'll see this, right? It says no active GameMaster appointed. So let's just join this team and continue. And if none of this is set up and you're just stuck at that menu, you can always just go here. Look at this. You should start to become Game Master. Now, because I'm the only person in this server right now, I automatically became Game Master. Now I'm Game Master. I can go over here if I want to check this out. And now I can go Convoy Ambush. This is the one I want. I just made this one. Hit this. And now look at this. We're in a Game Master on the official servers, right? And everything I just made in my single player Game Master is here, and anyone can join me. I don't have to do anything special, right? Can just go right over here, go to the respawn menu, boom, boom, and looky here, we're live, right where I wanted. Say I don't like the weather, go back in the Game Master. Let's make it sunny. In fact, you're gonna have to edit the scenarios to the way you want it. So we didn't automate weather. This is the time we want. In fact, since I'm the Game Master, I'm gonna make it morning because that's what I like. So they have all day to complete the objective. Hit save, close, Y, boom. Whole Game Master scenario ready to go. Public official server, anyone can join. You don't have to start a port forward if you don't know how to do that on your computer. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today. I'm no expert in Game Master. This is just what I know. There's probably a lot of things I didn't cover because it's a very complex, and you can go way more into detail with whatever scenario you'd like to make. PvP, PvE, basically anything you can imagine can be made if you put your mind to it. So yeah, if you have any other suggestions or comments, please let everyone know down below your tips and tricks for Game Master, what you would do differently, and yeah, definitely just help each other out. Help me out. You know, I don't claim to know everything about this game. I'm learning new things about Reforger every single day. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Drop a like and a sub if you can. Trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Working on getting a new PC as well. So hopefully the sound and everything will be better. You won't hear my my loud computer fans anymore. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope everybody had a really good holiday and has a blessed new year. I hope it's prosperous and it's just a really great year for everybody. Alright, God bless.